Right.
I think there's just been a real change in, how people behave when they go to hear live music. And it's not so much to hear the music, maybe, as to say you were there.
Yes.
And people want to talk. I get it.
I see, and I don't. I
But
don't get it. Like, I truly, it's like, okay, I've spent this time and energy and effort,
right.
studied the music, and I know that I'm a weirdo. I get it. Do you know what I mean? But
I
like,
do.
give me a spot where I can actually just pay attention and I have to deal with lay masses. That's really what I'm looking for.
Well, and I think a lot of musicians are, for sure. And I do strive for that. But on the other hand, like, think about the party we were at.
Yeah.
If we weren't playing music and there was another band there, I haven't seen you in
Yeah,
6
that's
months.
true. Right.
It's like, I want to talk to you, but I also want to hear the music. But the
Yes.
problem is it becomes an arms race where, musicians
We're gonna
turn up the
it up.
PA
Yep.
and then everybody starts talking louder.
Yep.
And then turn up the PA. And then pretty soon you have to wear earplugs to go see a show.
Yes. No, I get all. Here's the other thing. Nobody paid tickets prices to see us.
Right.
And we bombed their party. Right.
But they liked it.
They did like it. When I'm playing at the SIP, I don't expect people to not talk. They're there to go to the bar.
Right.
Right. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? It's all
Totally.
it's all a context thing.
It truly is.
But I don't understand when the context changed, because it's been in the last 5-6 years that I've really seen so much more of that just crappy behavior, I would call it.
Well, that's interesting, because I think, when I lived in the South, I played in a lot of bars.
Yeah.
Like 40 Watt Club is probably a good example.
You got to play the 40 Watt Club?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But there's 300 or 400 people in there.
Yep.
And the music is so loud that they can't really talk. Like, you have to shout into somebody's ear to be heard. And so that sort of forces it to be about
the music.
But again, it would be nice for me if it was just less volume.
I agree about less volume. I'd love to never plug in.
Yeah, me too.
I got opera training because I wanted to be heard.
Right.
So I worked at it pretty regularly, and I can play the guitar fairly loud. I use it more like a percussion instrument anyway.
Right.
But no, that's really interesting to get your perspective. When did you first start? When were you first playing music?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but when I was a kid, I wanted to be in the band in the worst way. I wanted to play some instrument. But, back in the 70s, to get in the school band, you had to take a test, which consisted of going in and the teacher would play a few notes on the piano and they'd say, which one is higher? And to my totally unmusical, untrained ear, that was like saying, which one is more purple?
Right.
No context. So
Right.
I never got to get in the band. And consequently, I never developed an ear anything. And by, I was probably 17 or 18, senior in high school. And I was like, I am going to get a guitar and learn how to play it. Which I did, but I couldn't make the F chord. It was just too hard. And I
Still can't make the F chord.
smashing this guitar into the wood stove. And then I was on my way to U of M and I thought, I got to get an instrument. And I went back down to the guitar store and there was a banjo on the wall and I just kind of flicked my fingers across it. And I was like, oh, that's the sound for me. And so I started really with the banjo and, it was 5 years of playing before I could learn from a record. Like, I don't have a natural music ear like a lot of people do.
Right. Right.
And it's really only been in the last 10 years that I could hear harmony and sing that part, So for anybody who thinks they're, tone deaf or completely not a musician, I'm here to tell you, it might take 40 years like it did me, but
yeah, no, I'm not.
You can do it.
I'm not a fast guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what I know, but I'm with you.